Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Blair, and today we're doing my first ever TBR on YouTube. I've officially been posting for 1 week now, and I've been enjoying it a lot. My editing's getting better, I'm making less silly little mistakes, and it's just been a lot of fun. So I'm excited to film my TBR. This is actually my second attempt at filming this. The first one, the lighting was just so bad, and there was nothing I could do about it, so I had to do it again. So I'm going to go through these books for a second time, but first time for you. I've got 8 books here, I think 8 or 9. I'm being kind to myself. February is a shorter month, and also with me now posting to YouTube, I want to give myself enough time to keep the flow going, so I need like sufficient time in between. I don't know. I have ADHD, it's hard to keep up with things like this, so I thought I'm not going to put too many books on my TBR lest we feel shame at the end of the month. So let's start. The first one is my non-fic pick for the month. I'm really trying this year to get more non-fiction into this brain because I don't read enough of it. And I think it's because I was so put off because the only non-fiction that I used to get recommended or that I would pick up would be like self-help. And when you have neurodivergence, ADHD, those ain't gonna help you. They don't help. And some of them are quite manipulative, like self-help books. So I avoided like non-fiction for ages and just lived in my little fiction universes. So this year we're gonna at least read 12, one a month. And this month, it's This Is Going to Hurt by Adam Kay, Secret Diaries of a Junior Doctor. Here in the UK we have the NHS, which is our free healthcare, but it's been falling apart for years. And this was written in 2017. So now I'm gonna have to like times it by 5. So anything that sounds horrific in here is going to be even worse in 2023. Oh god, 2017 didn't sound like that long ago. Anyway, I'm really excited to read this and get a glimpse of what it would be like to work on the front lines of the NHS. That is my non-fic of the month. If you have any non-fiction recommendations that are not self-help books, please let me know in the comments. That would be great. The more I can accumulate, the better, and the easier to get this goal done. Let's move on to the next one. Everyone and their mother has read. And I'm just late to the game, which is like quite a frequent thing when it comes to books in my life. But I'm gonna have to get better at that if I want to like upload videos of like new releases and stuff. So this book is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. This is a fantasy, but high fantasy, low stakes. I'm not a huge fantasy reader, so this is probably going to really work out for me because I'll avoid all the really extreme high stake tension, but get a fantasy read. Everyone raves about this, so I'm going to be really shocked if I don't like it. So let's pray for me and hope that I like it, because I don't want the backlash of uploading a video where I don't like this book. This was a gift from my friend Jess for my birthday, so that's really nice as well. And the hardback is beautiful. I'll show you. Because I love, I've said this in a previous video, but I like to have my hardbacks naked on the shelves. Show it the right way around. Isn't that pretty? And the inside is what I believe is the paperback front. But this is about an orc who used to be a barbarian and decides they've had enough of that life, and she opens up a coffee shop, and no one's had coffee before, and it just follows the stories, I believe. That's all I know about it. I don't want to know any more of the story. So let's hope I enjoy this, because I sometimes have really hot takes when it comes to books other people really seem to love. But let's not talk about that right now. Moving on. These next two are part of a video I have planned, and it's reading my lowest rated book according to Goodreads on my TBR shelf and my highest rated one. Lots of people have done this video, but I thought it'd be fun, and it would get me to finally read the lowest rated one, because I got it in a free little library and the premise sounded good, but then I looked on Goodreads and it's got 2.85. That's really low. Like, I think that's the lowest rated book I've ever had on my shelves, but I could be lying. And it is The Hive by Jill Hornby. And this is about, I believe, school playground drama. So it says, welcome to St Ambrose Primary School, a world of friendships, fights and feuding, and that's just the mothers. Meet Beatrice, undisputed queen bee. Heather, desperate to volunteer, desperate to be noticed, desperate to just belong. Georgie, desperate for a cigarette. And Rachel, once Bee's best friend, now dumped for no good reason. Can she survive the year as an outcast? Maybe even thrive? So that sounded pretty good to me, but apparently not. So I wonder what's going to be wrong in here. And that would make a fun video, because I can get really passionate about a book I don't enjoy. So we'll see. And imagine if I liked it. That can always happen too. I mean, some of my favourite books, some people just really don't like. We all have different tastes, and that's 100% fine. And I'm an eclectic reader anyway. So let people enjoy things. And the next one is the highest rated, and that is The Martian by Andy Weir. I've only heard good things about this. I hate this cover. I hate movie covers with a passion. I hate stickers that can't be removed. But I got this for 50p in a charity shop. I wasn't going to say no. But if I do love it, I will end up scouring for a nicer edition, because I don't like this edition. This is about a man stranded on Mars. I had to have a little look. My brain is like a sieve. And you sort of follow his journey, and that's all I know. I've not seen the film. And I'm glad I'm going into it blind. You'll find a lot of times I go into books blind. That's my favourite way to do it. So I'm really excited for this. Really excited. And I love sci-fi. Any sci-fi recommendations, let me know. I want them all. I love a cyberpunk vibe. So any like that. I'm currently reading Neuromancer, but I've got a bit sidetracked with everything else. But I will get back to it. The next one was my actually highest rated book on Goodreads, but I'd already had put it aside for my Feb TBR. And it's the second in the Thursday Murder Club series, The Man Who Died Twice by Richard Osman. I adored the first one, and I'm just really excited to get into the second one. This is a mystery thriller following some elderly people who have a little murder club where they go through cold cases, but then in the first one a murder then happens, and I don't know what's going to happen in the second one. I've only read the first top paragraph, and I'm really excited to go back to the characters. If anything, I don't even care what they're doing. Elizabeth is a fantastic character. I just love her so much. And Richard Osman has just done a great job with these. I've said previously, or at least I think I've said previously, that it's not easy for someone famous in different aspects to then become an author. Like, I find they don't always do it right. David Williams. But Richard Osman is a genius, really, isn't he? So I'm really excited for this book. Speaking of celebrities and people who aren't originally authors bringing out books, this next one I found in a free little library. And I was so shocked because I'd never heard anything about it. And it came out in 2019. So unless I missed people talking about it and I've just forgotten, which could be the case, it's Wizards and Robots by will.i.am and Brian David Johnson. Like, I know it's co-written, but who knew about this? It's a sci-fi fantasy with a really obnoxious cover, to be honest. But I'm really interested to read it because I've absolutely never heard a thing about this. The acknowledgements are really strange. Let me read you just this tiny bit on the back, it's really small. Hidden for centuries, a wizard clan awakens, hungry for power. In the future, robots fight a losing battle against a vicious enemy. Both are looking for a young woman. Her name is Ada Luring. If you've read this book by will.i.am, let me know in the comments. Because I've never seen it in a bookstore or anything. Like, this just popped up out of nowhere for me. But I'm excited to read it. I'll probably do a reading vlog with this one because, well, I haven't seen anyone read this book. But that could be a boring video. But we'll see, we'll see. I've got my Earl Grey again. What's your favourite tea? My favourite is mixing Earl Grey with Lapsang Souchong because it gives it this like smoky Earl Grey flavour. Oh, so good. Next one is a class as a domestic fiction, but also it's listed as LGBT plus fiction. And it is Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo. And this is such a beautiful cover, isn't it? Now, this has been on my shelf for way too long. For way too long, I have not read this book. And it sounds really interesting. And again, I haven't heard many negative things about it. So, what excuse do I have? I know I'm meant to be looking over here, but I keep catching the cover and being like, it's so pretty, isn't it? And it's got a nice feel. Let me read you the back. This is Britain as you've never read it. This is Britain as it's never been told. From the top of the country to the bottom, across more than a century of change and growth and struggle and life, Girl, Woman, Other follows 12 very different characters on an entwined journey of discovery. It is future, it is past, it is fiction, it is history. It is a novel about who we are now. I should have read this ages ago. That's why I have a series that I've just started on my channel called I Should Have Read These Books Years Ago. I just posted my first video of that and I'm really proud of that video. So if you could go check it out, I'd be so thankful because it's the first video that I'm actually not like a little bit embarrassed about, and it's the first video where I feel like my editing is the smoothest, and I've really enjoyed the reading vlog. Like, giving my little pieces during reading was really fun. So check out that video if you'd be so kind. Because the next book I'm about to show you is another one that is going to be in that series. And it is no other than The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides. I don't know how to say this last name at all. This is very famous. I have memories of watching the film when I was younger, but not real memories. Like, it's like the memories of, I'm sure I have watched that, but I have no idea what it's about. So like most of my memories. But anyway, beautiful cover again. I should have read this years ago. I've seen loads of people talk about this, rave about this, but I've also seen people not rave about this and have negative experience of it. So I thought I had to try out for myself. I'll read you just the top bit. The 5 Lisbon sisters, beautiful, eccentric, and now gone, had always been a point of obsession for the entire neighbourhood. I believe, the Virgin Suicides. I believe it is suicide heavy, but don't quote me on that. Like, I only know the vaguest stuff about this. Again, that's how I like to go into books. If you've read this, let me know if you've enjoyed it. I'd love to have a discussion. I keep saying this. Please talk to me. Stop. But the Virgin Suicides, I'm excited to read this, and this will be another one in that video. I do also have another one for that video somewhere, but I don't know where I've put it. So we'll just leave it at that for now. That was all my books for this February TBR. Let me know if you've read any. And thank you so much for watching. If you've stayed this far, I really appreciate it. Consider leaving a like, a comment, subscribe, all the stuff that people tell you to do. Please do it. No, I'm joking. But I'm really enjoying myself. I'm having a fun time. So it is nice. And happy 1 week posting to me, I guess. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.